Okay, the Dust Bowl. This is what your activity today is going to be on, so I want you to pay close attention to this. Have you guys ever heard of this before? I can't hear you through the screen, and I hate that. I wish I could talk to you about this right now. But at the beginning of the 1930s, there was an extreme drought. Farmers really wanted to produce, like I said, those crops, and they started going into hyperdrive overproduction of all of this food to get people to buy it, and that didn't work. But in the meantime, while they are working to produce all of these large amounts of foods, they overplow the land. So they tear it up with all their machines and tractors, which damages the top layer of the soil. So now it's just dirt, and there's no grass or trees or anything to weigh the soil down like we have. If you go outside, it's not like you're gonna walk around and have soil blowing in your face 24/7 because we didn't overproduce the land. We've left it as it is. So in 1934, as the soil is left in this damaged condition, a giant windstorm completely ravages the Great Plains. And that's right around us, also like Kansas and Oklahoma and Nebraska. But what happens is this windstorm comes in and it sweeps up all of this loose soil and dust on the ground and carries it from the middle of the United States, the Great Plains, all the way to the East Coast. So I put a picture not only of the actual dust storm and how crazy big and scary it was, but also a map in the red and yellow. You can see where the United States was most greatly affected by this storm on the slides. So the region that was hit the hardest was called the Dust Bowl. It was just a giant bowl of states and dusts, an area that was just ravaged by this storm. And people had to evacuate. They moved to the West Coast, so California and the Pacific Coast states. The main groups of people and states that had to move were from Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado, where the soil was really damaged. And farmers during this time also had to pick up and move their families, which obviously isn't the most helpful thing considering the way they're already suffering because of the economy. So this was the Dust Bowl, and today you're going to look at a letter that was written from someone who was experiencing the Dust Bowl and just kind of analyze that and answer a question or two.